What's going on, guys? It's Prince Dice here, the Royal Financial Investment Group, as always, coming to you guys live with another great video. As you guys can see in the title, this video is going to be named. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share all that good stuff. And I appreciate all the support. We just reached over 5,100 some subscribers, so I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you guys, because I remember my first 5 subscribers when I only had 5. So definitely came a long way, and definitely appreciate all you guys for all the thumbs ups and stuff like that. So give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Give me a thumbs down if you think I suck. But let's jump straight into the video, because I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys don't have a lot of time. So as always, we're going to get straight to it. So with this video here, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest things that people forget about, they don't think about when they think of an investment, is how much it costs. Just because you go to a broker, they say, hey, put in $2,000 a month. You start out with $2,000 and you put in $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever the case may be. It's still some type of fees that are affiliated or that are associated with that type of investment. The thing is, 99.9% of the people don't know this. They don't know how much the investment costs. Why am I making this video? Because I had a friend of mine that stopped by my office one day and said, hey, we was talking about something totally different, and he just happened to pull up his a Roth IRA, excuse me, a Roth IRA that he had. And when he put up that particular Roth IRA, I said, okay, it's cool. I said, hey, how much does this thing cost? He doesn't know. So I put up and actually showed him, and I calculated, as you can see later on, I was doing this video, I calculated and showed him how much he was paying in fees and how much he had paid over the last 10 years. And he was pretty surprised and, shocked about how much he had spent and was spending on particular fees that he didn't even know about. So I said, well, you don't know about it. Most people don't know about it, so it's something you should look into. So I said, you know what? Maybe I should make a good video out there to show people like yourself how you can look for particular fees. What I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you guys, I'm just going to pull up a random mutual fund from Goldman Sachs. I picked Goldman Sachs because it's a well-known, well-established Wall Street bank. I'm going to pick their large growth fund. I'm going to compare it to the S&P 500. I'm going to show you the fees. I'm going to show you how the fees add up on the calculator you can use with E-Trade. How much you would pay in fees. How it has performed against the S&P 500. All that good stuff. So you guys can see, I'm going to pick a random mutual fund from Goldman Sachs, large growth, because you're expecting the growth. We're going to look at the time frame all the way back to 1990 to show you guys, which is about over 20 years of a mutual fund, and to show you guys how it performed compared to S&P 500 and the fees that are associated with that particular fund. Didn't pick anything in order, just picked one, right? So I'm just going to jump straight into it. So over to you, Prince. Take it from here. And here we go, guys. We're going to jump straight into it. As I have pulled up here, as always, this is E-Trade, where you could, excuse me, where you could, well, right here where we at, we go to research, and we're going to go to products, and we're going to go to mutual funds. So research, products, mutual funds, right? So it's going to bring you to this screen here where you can do it's pretty much a mutual fund screen a little bit. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I know sometimes some people say, hey, it's a little blurry and I can't see and stuff like that. So we're going to make it a little bit bigger there. So what we're going to do, let's go down to, let's say, what's a company that everybody loves and trusts? Let's go to Fidelity, right? Everybody heard of Fidelity? You know what? Let's do Goldman Sachs. Is Goldman Sachs on here? Do they have Goldman? There we go. Goldman Sachs. Everybody's heard of Goldman Sachs. Pretty popular bank up there on Wall Street, brokerage, all of the good stuff. We're going to go to all groups, and we're going to go here to large growth. Because if you walk into a financial broker's office, they're going to tell you like, hey, you're 22, 25, 30. You need to be aggressive with your funds. You're going to aim for growth. I want large growth, all the other good stuff, right? Like, hey, I don't know much. Put me in something I want to make money. So you're going to go to large growth. And we're just going to go to, it's down here to say it has 9 matches. So we're going to pull up those 9 matches. So right here, we have 9 different matches. And over here, you can look at it. You have a Morningstar rating, which has 2 stars, 3 stars on most of them. We have a fund category, which is all large growth. Total net assets is how much money is inside of these things. This one has 800 million, 861 million, stuff like that. Then you have your little expense ratios over here. So we're not going to try to fix anything. We're going to go to the first one we see. It has almost $1 billion in assets inside tied up in this fund. It has to be good, right? Because if you got that many millions and millions, almost $1 billion in there, has to be some smart people managing this. So we're going to take a look at this. This is a big thing right here, your net expense ratio. So you have a gross expense after, it's just like um, gross income versus your net, right? So net is what I pay attention to the most, what I go by. So this is what we're looking at, large growth, and this is one of the big things. One of the benchmarks, like I always say a lot of times, is the S&P 500. So we're going to go to, let's go to charts. Go to charts here. Then once we get the charts, we're going to go back to max. The max that this fund has been out. So it's taken us all the way back to 1990. June 1st, 1990 is how long this fund has been around. I'm going to click on here for upper comparison of S&P 500, right? So, oh wow, whoa, look at here. S&P 500 is the yellow market. Let's blow it up. You know what? I want to make sure you guys see it good on your screens and stuff like that. So right here, the blue line here is the large cap fund for Goldman Sachs, and here's the S&P 500. Wow, look at that. Which one you think? It doesn't take rocket science to hear. Even Ray Charles can see that the S&P 500, or this yellow line, is way higher than this blue line, right? So from here to there, it's saying that it did about 100% return from June 1st, 1990 until now. But the S&P 500 has done about a 500% return. So let's look a little bit deeper here, right? So let's look at what we said earlier. Let's look at the fees. Only 1.15, that's not bad. That's not bad, right? So let's see how that would add up over an investment over, let's say you had this investment, you bought it when you was 20 and you kept it for 20 years, something like that. Let's see how much would that add up to. And we're going to compare it to the S&P 500, which is the benchmark. So, as we're going to bring it up here, we're going to type in some numbers here to say how much money you started off with and how much money you add in and stuff like that. So we're going to type in our Alrighty, so here we go. Computer was kind of stuck there, I guess. So let's say you walked into someone's office and you started with $2,000, and every year you maxed out on your Roth or whatever the case may be, your Roth IRA, 5,000. And let's say if you did about 5 years annual returns and you did it for 20 years, right? We're going to hit the go button, right? You got your little Roth IRA. You started with $2,000. You put $5,000 in every year, additional investment annually. Let's say the market gave you 5% return, and you did it for 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, that little 1.15, this is how much you will pay. So you can zoom in on it. This is how much you will have paid in fees. $18,906 over 20 years. Versus what you have here, this is the S&P 500. This is 1,000. This is how much you would pay if you just put your money into the S&P 500, the ETF SPY that tracks the S&P 500. You would have paid $1,258 over 20 years versus $18,906 over 20 years. So we're just going to type that in. You can see it right here. It tells you expense analysis assumes initial investment of $2,000, and every year you maxed out and put $5,000 in on your Roth, and you had a 5% return, you would pay near $19,000 in just fees. But think about if all that money was reinvested. And also, this is the SPY. And also, what did I just show you guys on the SPY? I just compared it to the I just compared it to the S&P 500, so you can see how the S&P 500 outperformed this fund, and also not to calculate the fees associated with it. So always ask yourself, you're like, man, 1.15, that's not bad, but you can see how that adds up over time. If it was 18,000 in 20 years, in 10 years, it'd have been about $10,000. that you could have just lost in just pure fees. So see how much your investment costs, how much that stuff really costs. But I hope that video helped you guys. And Prince, back to you. Thank you. And as always, you guys saw in there, I picked out the mutual fund. I showed you guys what it looks like compared to the S&P 500. All of the good stuff that you saw from this particular video and that you saw from the tutorials. Now you have the option to go and make your own opinion. So you see how those fees add up, right? You know, it was 1.15, something like that. You can see how those things add up over time. $18,000, about $19,000. That's a lot of money, right? So keep that in mind. Look at how much your stuff is called, how much your stuff costs. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share all the other good stuff. I appreciate you guys for all the support. Hit me up on Facebook. You guys can see me on Facebook Live, all the good stuff like that. Until the next video, you guys already know what to do. Peace, be safe. I'm out.